Hey everybody, welcome back to the Timber Worker, and I am about to talk to you about the brand new Infinity Bench. I'll tell you what this big gap in the middle is for, why I've made it out of the materials that I have, and I'll just give you a general tour around the bench itself. So sit back, grab yourself a cold one, and we'll check it out. It's been a while, but welcome to the Infinity Bench. Where is it? Wait right there. So what you can see here is my solution to a workbench in a small space. It's completely out of the way when you don't need it, but when you do, it comes down from the ceiling. Now this build was the solution that I needed because when I want to do anything in that workshop, I really struggle quite often because there's just not the room to move around. I did look at folding benches, sliding benches, benches on casters, all sorts, but I thought I would try something just a little bit different. The frame of the bench is made from reclaimed I-beams, as I call them, sort of temporary floor joists. The top and bottom are made from MDF, and I cut literally hundreds of dog holes in there. Now that allows me to use my Craig tools, my tools from benchdogs.co.uk. It gives me lots and lots of clamping options, holding options, and I've also got space for old-fashioned F-clamps to hold pieces down as well. Inside the workbench I've fitted an LED strip, which gives lots of different lighting options, disco modes, but one of the main purposes of it is I can have it nice bright and white so that when it's hanging from the ceiling I've got a bit of light underneath. I've had these two vices for a long time, picked up from car boot tails, and I've fitted them both in the tail so that it gives me a few options, not least of which is allowing me to clamp large bits in between the two of them. Here I am just fitting a bit of CLS in between just to give you an idea, and as you can see you've got the clamping capacity, the vice at each end, so you can tighten them up independently. It's a bit like, I would say, a Moxon vice. Now what you can see here is that it's extremely well clamped in there, and I can virtually pick the bench up with that. When I first started this build I put some posts out on Instagram, and someone over there suggested that maybe some speakers would be a good idea. So Jim Black, this one's for you. Just cheap Poundland jobs for the moment, but I'll probably come up with something much better later on. Having a power strip inside the bench means that there's always a socket to hand when I need one, and I've also got an NVR readily available for when I need it. Using the I-beams means that I've got a ready-made groove for some modular tool inserts. The first of which is this jigsaw table, and as you can see very easy to fit the blades in, and it's powered from that NVR switch. And I can swap the blades around very quickly from underneath using the quick release mechanism. And when I don't want to use that tool anymore, it just slides straight out, and in its place comes the bacon station. As everybody knows, anything goes better with bacon. But really I just wanted to give you an idea of why I've called this the Infinity Bench, and that's because I think there are genuinely an infinite number of module options that I can come up with. And once you finish that delicious bacon, you simply take that tool out and in comes the table saw. Dust and chip extraction are one of the key drivers behind all my tools at the moment, so I've added a very simple dust extraction port underneath, which is literally just a hole that's in the bottom of the MDF. Now I keep my push sticks to hand at the front there because I never want to be without those. The one issue that I had was the old angle adjustment just would not fit within the space that I had. So I took that off, cut some threads onto it instead, put 2 nuts on there locked up tight, and then I can use a socket straight through the side of the bench to actually adjust the angle of the blade. Now I've got this on my Parkside impact driver, but it can be used with a spanner or a ratchet as well for finer adjustment. And when that's all done with, away goes the table saw. So coming up in the future for the bench, I will be using this T-track from Incra, which you don't see a great deal of in the UK at the moment. And I'll be using that to make a fence that runs perfectly parallel to the table, except for when you don't want it to be parallel. So a bit more on that to come. There'll be more modules coming soon. In particular, a router table insert will be going in. I'll be figuring out a way to mount the wood rat on the end here, and there'll just be general projects and all sorts coming up. So what I would ask everybody out there is, if you've got an idea for something that can fit in this gap. I mean, you've seen we've got table saw, we've got jigsaw, we're going to have a router table, so we've got the sensible ideas, we've got something to cook bacon with. So we've got the extremely practical ideas, I think, but other people might consider differently. So if you've got any ideas, any suggestions of what to go in there, please let me know. And if it sounds remotely feasible and interesting, I'll give it a go. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.